Hey guys, my name is Batimio, and today I noticed that Team Fortress 2 just received a big patch update. Valve being Valve, of course, they added in some cool new weapons, some holiday-themed gadgets and gizmos that you can unlock, and one thing that caught my eye, and I've been playing for over the last couple of hours, I've been having a blast with it, is their new game mode called Manpower Mode. And so what I wanted to do today was talk about this new game mode, go over some of the reasons why I'm loving it right now, and honestly, why it might be a good time to go back and play some Team Fortress 2. And so essentially the way that this new thing works is that it boils down to capture the flag, but the twist on it is that everyone has access to grappling hooks, yes, grappling hooks, and there's also big power upgrades scattered around the map where if you choose the right one, depending on what class you're playing as, it will essentially turn you into a super soldier. The grappling hooks are incredible. I love the playstyle that it adds into the game, and while there are a few negative attributes that can come along with it, and we'll get to that here in a second, in general, I think that they are phenomenal. The way that they work is that you fire this at a wall, you'll probably understand it very quickly just watching the gameplay, and as soon as the grappling hook hits that wall, you fling in that direction. You can't fire your weapon while you're flying through the air. That is the one way that they try to balance it out because they didn't want you to play as the soldier. I'm assuming just fire rockets down below at everyone. That'd be a little bit too good, but really it just allows you to zip around the map at Mach 5 and changes up the class dynamic. One of the weaknesses of the heavy that all of you I'm sure are very aware of is that you're a fat ass. I mean, you got a lot of health and you got a lot of firepower, but if you're out in the open and you're just getting hit from a million different directions, you basically have to go down with the ship unless you have a medic that's right there with you supporting you the entire time. Now with the grappling hook though, just fling yourself out a wall and you're out of there in half a second. It's amazing. Like the first time I was able to just run on in, mow down a million people, and as soon as things got too hot, things got a little bit too crazy, I just zipped around, activated my grappling hook, and got the hell out of there and searched for some more health and then was able to rinse and repeat. It really does add in a cool new dynamic that you have to think about, like you're constantly thinking about where I can grappling hook next, either to just get into the combat a little bit more quickly or just to get the hell out of there. The downside of it though is that it does lessen the role of classes that had high mobility. I mean, if you were someone who was really amazing at rocket jumping all over the place, you were able to take advantage of that mechanic, well, you can still do that. It's not going to be as beneficial. That movement isn't going to be as large of an advantage in your favor simply because everyone can just grappling hook a lot easier than mastering that one mechanic. Same is true for the scout. I mean, you're still going to be able to run a lot faster than everyone else, but that mobility, that key mobility that gave you an advantage to capturing flags and being that one guy isn't simply as important. And so I don't know, maybe I just need to spend more hours invested in this game mode and then everything will work out in the end. This is the beta. I should mention that this is a beta game mode and that they are going to be tweaking things throughout the next couple of weeks and months, I'm sure. But that was one of the negatives that I walked away from it because it does lessen the role of some of the classes. The power upgrades, on the other hand, though, are incredible. The way that they work, it's very obvious because they work exactly like you would assume they would, is that they're scattered around the map, or if you see an enemy that has the upgrade that you want, kill him, it will drop at his feet, and then you can pick it up and receive the benefits. There's a wide assortment of them. There are some that will increase your damage, others that will reduce damage, causing you to be more precise, causing your rockets to fly faster, a wide array of different benefits. But what I love about it is that it completely changes what you're going to be doing in certain situations depending on what upgrade you have or what your enemy holds at that time. My favorite, and honestly it was flat out overpowered, is that if you're playing as a soldier or as the heavy, if you have the vampire or the double damage, you're basically impossible to kill, especially with the vampire. The way that the vampire one works is that you get more health to begin with, but you also will get health back depending on how much damage you do, like a percentage of it. And so essentially, I just ran into a room with a million different people and mowed them all down, and by the end of it, even though that they were shooting me the entire time, I walked away from that combat with full health. admittedly, it's pretty much overpowered right now. I'm assuming that in the very near future, they will go in to tweak a bunch of these upgrades. But even still, it's just enjoyable. Like, yeah, sure, it got a little annoying at times when I was going against a soldier that just outright destroyed me because he was using a particular upgrade. But even still, I was having fun. And that, at the end of the day, is what Team Fortress 2 was all about. That, at the end of the day, that is what video games are all about. And so that is one of the reasons why I'm loving this so much. The critique that I have for it, though, and one thing that I did notice is that for a lot of the rounds, by the end of them, one team was getting destroyed because they had none of the power upgrades, while the other one was able just to mop the floor with all of their bodies because they had all of these amazing perks. A lot of the rounds really just ended where one team was just spawn camping the other, and then they had one guy just flinging back the flag to their base. And that was how it ended. And that sucks for both people. Like, I know, yeah, sure, you got the victory, you got the W, but at the end of the day, that's not why I play Team Fortress 2. That's not why I play a first-person shooter. I want to have a competitive action, but when I'm just spawn camping an enemy team's base, it really does detract from the experience. And so I'm not exactly sure how Valve is going to be able to work around this issue. I trust that they're able to make it work because Valve is Valve and they've done some amazing things in the past, but that is my one critique and one issue that I did notice with a lot of my rounds. But overall, if you can't tell, I am having a lot of fun with this new update. And honestly, if you haven't tried out Team Fortress 2 in quite some time because you got bored, you felt like it was getting quite stale, I recommend that you give this update a try. Not only is the grappling hook a hell of a lot of fun to use flying around the map, but just the dynamic of the new power upgrades and changing up your playstyle depending on who you're fighting and what upgrade they have is just awesome. Like, I'm loving it, and I think a lot of you guys would have some fun with it as well. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one, and take it easy.